Welcome to the Daily History Podcast, where every episode is a portal to the past. Today, we embark on a journey shrouded in mystery and allure, the Lost City of Atlantis, between legend and history. Join us for the next 20 minutes as we navigate the labyrinth of fact and fiction in an endeavor to uncover the truths concealed within the legend of Atlantis. Deep beneath the waves of speculation and far beyond the reach of time, a mystery lies dormant. A mystery that has clung to the annals of history, wrapped in legends and whispered through the ages. It beckons to the curious and the scholarly alike, a tale of a civilization so advanced, yet so tragically doomed. This is Atlantis, the gem of ancient lore. The philosopher Plato, over 2 millennia ago, was the first to unveil this enigma. In the 4th century BCE, Plato introduced us to a utopia that was the embodiment of societal, architectural, and intellectual achievement. He chronicled the tale in 2 of his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, where he described a land opposite the Pillars of Hercules, an island nation that waged war against the ancient Athenians. It was in these texts that Atlantis was illustrated in vivid detail, a society that flourished, a military force that dared to challenge the nobility of ancient Greece, a culture steeped in such opulence that it was considered to rival the gods themselves. And yet, Atlantis, according to Plato's account, succumbed to the wrath of nature, vanishing in what he describes as a single day and night of misfortune. Here, the shimmering city, with all its might and splendor, plunged into the abyss of the ocean, leaving behind nothing but the whisper of its existence. It has been a subject of intrigue ever since. Is this a mere fantasy, a philosopher's poignant allegory, or could there be a kernel of historical truth hidden within the tale? As scholars pore over ancient texts and archaeologists unearth relics of the past, some have pondered the connection between Atlantis and historical events that bear striking resemblance to Plato's narrative. Could it be that the destruction Plato spoke of was inspired by real catastrophes witnessed by the ancients? The Thera eruption, an event that devastated the Minoan civilization around 1600 BCE, bears an eerie similarity to the cataclysmic end of Atlantis. With each clue unearthed, the line between myth and history blurs. Yet without concrete evidence, the true existence of Atlantis remains shrouded by eons of doubt and conjecture. And so we must ask ourselves, does the legend of Atlantis hold a mirror to a distant civilization lost in the sands of time? Or is it nothing more than the creation of a philosopher's mind, a product intended to guide our moral compass and stir the depths of our imagination? This is the enigma of Atlantis, a mystery that persists, unsolved and alluring, calling out to those who dare to wonder and search for the truths that lie beneath. Venturing deeper into the heart of our enigmatic subject, we arrive at Section 2, Plato's narrative. This ancient text introduces us to Atlantis through the dialogues of Socrates, who conveys the tale as recounted by Critogénes, who in turn relays the story from Solon, the esteemed Athenian lawgiver. It is Solon who supposedly learned of Atlantis from Egyptian priests during his travels to the city of Sais. The dialogues in question, Timaeus and Critias, penned by the philosopher Plato in around 360 BC, remain the only known sources that describe the lost city in great detail. In Timaeus, Plato describes Atlantis as an antagonist naval power that lay in front of the Pillars of Hercules. It was a formidable empire, sprawling across an island larger than Asia Minor and Libya combined, according to the text. Critias, the unfinished dialogue that serves as a sequel, delves into Atlantis's sophisticated urban planning and complex structures. The city, organized in concentric rings of water and land, boasted an advanced civilization with grand palaces, temples, and a flourishing culture. A capitol building stood in the center island, dedicated to Poseidon, the god of the sea, emphasizing the city's divine favor and maritime dominance. Plato goes on to detail that the Atlantis society was noble and pure in its early days, with people living in a utopian state of abundance and prosperity. As generations passed, however, they became morally degraded, leading the gods to grow discontent with the Atlanteans. This culminates in the city's downfall as the gods unleash a cataclysmic event, earthquakes and floods, effectively sinking the entire empire into the sea in a single day and night of misfortune. Beyond the tale's surface narrative, scholars have long debated the underlying purpose of Plato's account. Was Atlantis merely a didactical fiction crafted by Plato to illustrate his theories on politics, ethics, and morality? Or was it a chronicle of an actual civilization, distorted and magnified through the lens of time and retelling? Some proponents of the historical basis for Atlantis point to the exactness of detail and specificity in measurement and description in Plato's dialogues. Others argue that the tale is a cautionary one, warning of the decay of societal virtues and the consequences of divine retribution. Moreover, the dialogues raise questions about the idea of hubris within civilizations. The Atlantis, described by Plato, reached the pinnacle of its power but fell victim to its own success, succumbing to greed and corruption. This theme resonates with the broader moral underpinnings in Plato's work, which often emphasize the importance of societal harmony and the dangers of excessive wealth and power. Conclusively, the riddle of Plato's narrative remains unsolved. While some enthusiasts have taken his descriptions as clues leading to a tangible locale, many academics regard the story as a piece of philosophical literature, intended to guide the audience to introspection on the human condition and the imprints we leave on history. Whether it is a pure myth or a strand of truth wrapped in allegory, Atlantis has captivated the minds of thinkers, dreamers, and seekers for over 2 millennia. Venturing through historical annals, both ancient and more contemporary, reveals a notable absence of references to Atlantis outside the works of Plato. The dearth of records, especially amongst civilizations that were contemporaneous to or predated Plato, suggests that if Atlantis did exist, it was not of such import to receive widespread documentation. Moreover, historians such as Herodotus, who meticulously chronicled the known world, remain silent on an Atlantis-like civilization, strengthening the argument that the city may have been a philosophical abstraction rather than historical reality. The Minoan civilization, which thrived on the island of Crete and other parts of the Aegean Sea from approximately 3650 to 1400 BCE, presents a formidable candidate for a historical parallel to Atlantis. The eruption of Thera, now known as Santorini, around 1600 BCE, signifies one of antiquity's most catastrophic volcanic events. This eruption devastated the Minoan settlements, presenting tantalizing parallels with Plato's narration of the sudden demise of Atlantis. The correlation is further drawn by the advanced nature of the Minoan society, characterized by elaborate architecture and sophisticated art, echoing the grand descriptions of Plato's Atlantis. Archaeological investigations have not been kind to the enthusiasts of Atlantis as a historical entity. Excavations have yet to yield concrete evidence of a submerged civilization that mirrors the exhaustive details laid out by Plato. Yet the legend's allure has only intensified, as it fuels contention and debate. Just like Schliemann's pursuit of Homer's Troy, there is a yearning to substantiate mythology within the archaeological record which persists in the hunt for Atlantis. Recent discoveries, such as the potential identification of prehistoric megafloods, have lent credence to the idea that cataclysmic events might have given rise to distorted stories of sunken cities, perpetuating the Atlantis narrative. The overlay of myth upon history is a complex tapestry that often bewilders the scholarly pursuit. The Atlantis legend, steeped in Plato's allegorical inflections, serves as an epitome of this conundrum. While no smoking gun has emerged to validate the physical existence of such a civilization, the story's endurance is testimony to humanity's enduring passion for mysteries and the indefatigable spirit of inquiry sculpted by ancient hands. In closing this section of our historical odyssey, it is prudent to reflect that the search for Atlantis, whether fruitless or fortuitous, is intrinsically valuable. It compels us to question, to explore, and to confront our understanding of the past. Atlantis may well remain an enigma, shrouded by the mists of time and Plato's philosophical genius. Yet, its pursuit remains an enduring quest for a lost chapter of human history. As our exploration continues into the labyrinthine legends of Atlantis, we arrive at a crossroads where fact and fiction blur, the arena of modern theories and speculations. For centuries, intellectuals, archaeologists, and the simply curious have pondered the possible locations of this enigmatic city. Turning first towards the vast expanse of the Mediterranean Sea, an area steeped in ancient history, we find a collection of theories positing Atlantis close to what was the cradle of civilization. Some speculate that the remnants of the lost city lie sunken beneath the waters between Gibraltar and the islands of Greece. One of the more credible propositions suggests that the island of Santorini, with its catastrophic volcanic eruption around 1600 BCE, could be linked to the downfall of a once thriving Minoan civilization, giving life to the Atlantis myth. But not all speculations are confined to the familiar climes of the Mediterranean. Some eyes turn towards a more frostbitten prospect, the stark and icy landscapes of Antarctica. Proponents of this theory point to how the continent was ice-free and in a different location due to Earth's crustal displacement thousands of years ago. However, our rational analysis must note that this theory often ignores the established timelines of ice core samples and geological surveys that refute such a dramatic shift, at least in Plato's time. As rational minds debate, some voices in the conversation proffer much more outlandish theories: cities submerged in the Bermuda Triangle, or even, with a leap into the celestial, remnants on the seabed of the Caribbean linked to extraterrestrial activity. These ideas, though they capture the imagination, often fall apart under scientific scrutiny, lacking tangible evidence or straying far from archaeological and historical contexts. And what of the human psychology behind this enthrallment with Atlantis? Why does this legendary city enchant us so? Perhaps it is the allure of the unknown, the idea of an advanced civilization that predates our historical records, offering a tantalizing hint that our roots may be more profound than we comprehend. Atlantis serves as a canvas for our projections, a mirror reflecting our deepest yearnings for connection with a past that is both grandiose and profound. In summing up this section of our journey, we've waded through the waters of theory and speculation, emerging with a clearer understanding that while the precise location of Atlantis remains obscured, what it symbolizes continues to captivate. It is the embodiment of our enduring quest to delve into the mysteries of our ancestors and the boundless realm of human imagination. As we delve deeper into the legend of Atlantis, its tendrils extend far beyond the confines of ancient texts and into the very tapestry of our modern culture. The impact of this fabled city on literature is profound, with its early mentions found in the works of Plato himself and its reverberations felt throughout centuries. Atlantis has inspired a myriad of novels, such as The Lost Continent by C.J. Yealar, Cutcliffe Hine in 1899, and more contemporary works like Atlantis Found by Clive Cussler. Moving from the written word to the silver screen, Atlantis has been a cinematic fascination that captures audiences' imaginations worldwide. The 1913 Italian silent film L'Atlantide laid the groundwork for a genre that would see various interpretations through time, including the Disney animated classic Atlantis: The Lost Empire in 2001, which introduced the myth to a new generation with a steampunk twist. In popular culture, the legend of Atlantis is eternally present, creating ripples through comic books, animated series, and video games. From Marvel's Namor, the Submariner, to DC's Aquaman, where the city is depicted as a sophisticated underwater kingdom, these interpretations highlight Atlantis as a symbol of civilization's capacity for both beauty and destruction. The psychological and symbolic significance of lost worlds and utopias like Atlantis cannot be understated. They serve as collective projections of our greatest aspirations and our deepest fears. Societies have always dreamed of perfect cities, endeavors that date back to Sir Thomas More's Utopia in 1516, and yet such utopias often face the irony of impermanence, a concept masterfully captured in Francis Bacon's New Atlantis in 1627, itself a philosophical exploration of a society pursuing enlightenment within the bounds of human mortality. As we examine the allure of Atlantis, one must ponder why humanity is drawn to legends of this nature. Perhaps it is the universal longing for a connection to something greater than ourselves, a pristine civilization free from the shackles of our own making. Or maybe it is a shared nostalgia for a past, real or imagined, that represents the pinnacle of human achievement, eternally undamaged by time's passage. Whatever the reason, The story of Atlantis continues to inspire a relentless quest for knowledge, representing humanity's innate desire to explore the boundaries of history and imagination, a quest that ultimately reflects the unending pursuit of our own potential. To this day, Atlantis remains a potent symbol embedded in our consciousness. It represents the duality of human nature, the creation of a perfect world and the potential for its downfall. As an archetype, Atlantis challenges us to reflect on our own society, our values, and the legacy we choose to leave behind. It stands as a beacon of mystery, an enduring enigma, inviting us to question, explore, and dream. As we draw this episode to a close, let us revisit the labyrinthine paths we've tread in our endeavor to uncover the truths concealed within the Atlantis legend. We've traversed Plato's enduring narrative, painting a vivid picture of a utopian society that, in its brilliance, foreshadowed its own cataclysmic end. We turned back the pages of time to those ancient dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, written circa 360 BCE, where Plato described Atlantis in such compelling detail that it has captivated scholars, adventurers, and dreamers across millennia. Yet, despite the precise descriptions of its location, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, and its people, the city's existence remains tantalizingly out of reach, a horizon ever receding into the mist of time. Our journey took us beyond Plato's words as we sifted through the annals of history, searching for echoes of Atlantis in other ancient records. We dug through the layers of archaeological strata, examining the catastrophic Thera eruption around 1600 BCE, which devastated the Minoan civilization, a sophisticated society that some suggest may have inspired Atlantis's tale. Could the ash-covered remains on Santorini be the Atlantis that for so long has been shrouded in legend? Or is Atlantis merely a cautionary fable, warning of the hubris that brings about one's downfall? We scrutinized modern speculations ranging from fanciful to forensic, with scholars and enthusiasts alike proposing sites from the depths of the Mediterranean Sea to the frozen expanses of Antarctica as Atlantis's potential resting place. We examined these theories with a discerning eye, understanding that the pursuit of Atlantis is as much about the journey as it is about the destination. A quest that has sharpened our tools of rational analysis and expanded the boundaries of our imagination. We must also reflect on Atlantis's indelible mark on culture and media, a testament to its enduring allure. From literary works like Thomas More's Utopia, written in 1516, to blockbuster films and video games of the 21st century, Atlantis continues to fascinate, inspiring creations that explore the depth of human yearning for perfection and the tragic beauty of lost worlds. As this voyage through the misty seas of history and legend concludes, we ponder the ways in which stories like Atlantis shape our understanding of the past. The fusion of history and mythology in the tale of Atlantis compels us to contemplate the intricate tapestries woven by human experience and narrative. What truths might lie beneath these stories that resonate through the ages? How has this enduring myth influenced our search for historical truths and our interpretation of the human past? And so, dear listeners, as we part ways with the legend of Atlantis today, we invite you to continue this intellectual expedition. Ponder, question, and discuss. For it is in the profound depths of our collective curiosity that the search for understanding thrives. Reflect on Atlantis not only as a story from antiquity, but as a catalyst that challenges us to investigate the unknown and to consider the vast continuum of history, where fact and fable intertwine in the rich tapestry of human civilization. Until our paths cross again on the next journey through the corridors of time, keep pondering the past and its enigmas, for they are the keys to our present and the bridges to our future. Thank you for joining us on the Daily History Podcast. Your curiosity fuels our exploration, and your support makes this journey possible. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts with us. We welcome you to comment with your suggestions for future episodes. The topic with the most likes will be featured in an upcoming podcast. Your voice matters, and together we will uncover the endless secrets that history has yet to reveal. Until next time, keep exploring, keep wondering, and most importantly, stay connected with us. Your next historical adventure awaits.